You are listening to the William Gomes Podcast. I am William Gomes and I'm grateful to have you here. Today, I want to explore a topic that affects the emotional well being of many autistic people: anxiety. Anxiety is incredibly common in autism, but it is often misunderstood. Some assume anxiety is simply part of autism. Others believe autistic people become anxious because they avoid challenges or resist change. But the reality is much more complex and much more human. Anxiety in autism is a response to a world that can feel unpredictable, overwhelming, and difficult to interpret. It is not caused by weakness, it is caused by experience. Anxiety often begins with differences in prediction. As we explored in an earlier episode, many autistic individuals find uncertainty deeply uncomfortable. When social cues are unclear, when routines shift without warning, or when environments feel chaotic, the autistic mind cannot prepare for what comes next. This lack of predictability creates a constant sense of alertness. The person is always watching, always analyzing, always ready to protect themselves. Over time, this state becomes exhausting and anxiety grows. Sensory differences also play a major role. Imagine being in a space where lights are too bright, sounds too sharp, or people move unpredictably around you. For many autistic people, this is not imagination, it is reality. The nervous system receives more sensory information than it can comfortably process. And when the sensory world feels intense or threatening, anxiety becomes a natural response. It is the body's way of saying, I am overwhelmed. Communication differences add another layer. Social situations often require interpreting tone, gestures, and unspoken rules. When these signals feel confusing or inconsistent, a person may constantly question whether they are doing or saying the right thing. They may fear being misunderstood, judged, or excluded. This fear can become so strong that social life feels draining rather than energizing. Another source of anxiety comes from past experiences. Many autistic people grow up being corrected, misunderstood, or pressured to behave in ways that do not match their natural rhythms. They may feel they are always getting things wrong, even when they are trying their best. Over time, this experience can lead to self doubt, perfectionism, and the fear of making mistakes. Anxiety becomes not only a response to the present, but a memory held in the body. Transitions and changes can also trigger anxiety. Even small shifts, a new teacher, a different route, plans changing unexpectedly, can feel destabilizing. This is because transitions require rapid adjustment, and the autistic mind often needs more time to process new information. When change happens without preparation, the person may feel thrown into uncertainty. Anxiety rises because their internal map no longer matches the world around them. It's important to say that anxiety is not inevitable for autistic people. It is not a built in feature of autism. Much of autistic anxiety is shaped by the environment, by sensory overload, by unclear expectations, by social pressures, and by a lack of understanding from others. When environments become more predictable, calmer, and more accommodating, anxiety decreases. There are also strengths connected to autistic emotional life. Many autistic people are reflective, thoughtful, and deeply empathetic. They care intensely about fairness and honesty. They notice subtle emotional details that others might overlook. But this emotional depth can make anxiety feel heavier because feelings arrive with such force. Supporting autistic individuals with anxiety begins with recognizing its roots. We can reduce uncertainty by offering clear explanation and predictable routines. We can ease sensory overwhelm by adapting environments and respecting sensory needs. We can support communication by being direct, patient, and kind. We can honor the person's pace rather than rushing them, and we can help them recover from overwhelm without shame or judgment. When anxiety is understood rather than dismissed, autistic people feel safer to express themselves. They learn that their needs are valid. They recognize that they do not have to mask their distress to be accepted. And when anxiety decreases, space opens up for joy, curiosity, and connection. Autistic anxiety is not evidence of fragility, it is evidence of resilience. It shows how hard autistic people work to navigate a world that does not always align with their way of processing life. When we understand this, we can offer support that reduces stress rather than increasing it, creating environments where autistic people can thrive. In the next episode, we will explore how the words we use, the language of identity, shape how autistic people understand themselves. But for now, I hope this conversation brings clarity and compassion to the emotional lives of autistic individuals who face anxiety not because of who they are, but because of what the world demands. Thank you for listening. This is the William Gomes Podcast. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and I will speak with you again soon.